And welcome back to the Power Accountability League. I am your pal, Dan L. This is my channel. And who knows, maybe I was close friends with the father of Cal L. Today's video is entitled Ivy League Entrance Exams. And today I will be reading and then showing you a question that was recently added to the Ivy League entrance exams. So let's get right to it. By the way, as always, I've got a lozenge. My throat is giving me a lot of problems. So I got 6 weeks to live because of throat cancer. Here's a question. CNN is to the DNCCP as Adil Raja is to 1. Adolf Hitler, 2. Joseph Stalin, 3. Mao Zedong, 4. Barack Obama, 5. Joe Biden, 6. All of the above. I'm gonna now down below in the comment section. You can leave what you believe to be the correct answer. So you saw the six answers to the question. You can choose, actually, you can choose one or more than one if you want. I don't care. But anyway, leave your response to the question down below. Now you might be saying, what is this all? Who's this Adil Raja? He was in the mainstream media news cycle for about 15 seconds, then he disappeared. He was an employee for CNN, I believe, for 7 years, at least 7 years, maybe more than that. And he had a history of praising Hitler, not Fred Hitler, not Melissa Hitler, not Sheldon Hitler, but Adolf Hitler. And he said things like, we need a new Hitler. Hitler had some great ideas about the Jews, blah, blah, blah. So he's big fan. Adil Raja, big fan of Hitler. By the way, if you're wondering if Adil Raja is part of the Aryan race white supremacists that permeate the USA, yeah, that's me shaking my head saying, come on. Anyway, so if you think he's one of those, an American-born, American-raised white supremacist, you might want to do some homework on Adil Raja. But anyway, so after at least 7 years of him working for CNN, they came out with this statement and they said, he never worked for us. Oh, and by the way, we fired him. don't you, again, what have I told you is the number one way to identify evil? Total lack of self-awareness. Complete lack. He never worked for us. Oh, by the way, we fired him because we dislike his repugnant ideas. Really? Took you 7 years to fire him, and that was after his tweets had been exposed by other outlets. Right-leaning? I don't know. But the point is, other people had exposed Adil Raja's tweet. Like I said, it's weird that it would take minimum 7 years. So he's a big fan of Hitler, and CNN, they like to call themselves the cable news network. I personally like to call them the Communazi Network. CNN, Communazi Network. Yeah, I'm good with that. So, and of course, and you saw, and the bottom line is CNN, like almost all of the mainstream media, is just the propaganda arm of the DNCCP. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, don't you mean DNC, Democrat National Committee? I mean DNCCP. Yes, I'm going the full bore name calling in this video. I'm all in on doing to them what they do to normals, rationals, centrists, right wingers. What the left does to everyone else, they're going to get a big taste of it in my videos. You see, I don't believe what centrists and people on the right believe. They believe, well, you're just supposed to, when someone wants to torture you, beat you up, rape you, you're just supposed to accept it. No, I have a very simple philosophy in life, which is, if someone's going to do something to me that's meant to be negative, well, I'm going to return the favor. Actually, I'm going to adopt the methodology of Donald J. Trump. If someone hits me in the face for no reason, I'm going to hit them back twice as hard. Yeah, because I want to send a message. Don't hit me in the face. If I haven't trespassed on your property, if I haven't destroyed your property, if I haven't harmed you physically, financially, oh, but what about emotionally? Well, if you've been hurt emotionally, that's on you. You are a weak child. You are a preteen, spoiled, entitled child, and you're gonna have to grow up and grow a thick skin. And if you think, well, what about you, Dano? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I've been forced to grow thick skin. So, and like I said, but at the same time, people are like, well, is it if you call names, isn't that what's no? I was going to say you can interpret it that way. Snowflakes, name callers. Okay, if you want to adopt that belief system, that's fine. I'm not going to stop you. But I don't believe in letting people be abusive and just taking it and just allowing it and just not returning the favor. So the reason for this video is real simple. You know how you know how the mainstream media, you know how ambitious leftists and sadly just ambitious people in general like to call other people Nazis. Well, CNN had their own Nazi, and you know why? Because CNN is anti-Semitic. Oh, you did it now. Yeah, I don't believe for a second that CNN is pro-Israel. I am. Israel is, as far as I can tell, the only self-governing state in the Middle East. In the Middle East, the United States has a friend in the Middle East, and that's Israel. But Obama didn't like Israel. I don't think Joe Biden. Recently, Rashida Tlaib, she freaked out on Joe Biden. She said is she basically. Here's what I'm going to say. I think Ilhan Omar and Rashida. I think the squad feels the same way about Israel as Adil Raja. I am I'm absolutely certain of that. And I'm not going to retract that statement. No, you can judge people by their comments. And when Rashida Tlaib basically tells us that Israel is the bad guy and the Palestinians are the good guys, and it's not the Palestinians. It's the Palestinians basically are infiltrated or controlled by extremist elements in the Middle East. And again, something Israel has said a million times, and every reasonable person has said, if the terrorists in the Middle East would lay down their weapons, there would be peace in the Middle East. If Israel laid down their weapons, they would be destroyed immediately. That sums up the problem in the Middle East. I'll say it to you again. If Israel laid down their weapons, they would be destroyed immediately. If the terrorists, if the Jew haters, if the anti Semites in the Middle East laid down their weapons, there would be peace. So, and I understand the geopolitical nature of Israel in the Middle East. That is, people say, well, Israel doesn't have a right to the land that they live on. Here's the problem. The problem is called World War II. In World War II, in case you hadn't heard, because, oh, wait a minute, I think you have heard, because everyone in America screams this every day, 50 times a day. World War II was a bad thing because of Nazis. By the way, it wasn't World War II wasn't just bad because of the Nazis. World War II gave more strength to Joseph Stalin. Of course, Hirohito in Japan, Mussolini in Italy. There were a lot of bad characters, but Hitler did stand out. There was a lot of evil people. And people say, well, we can never let this Hitler thing happen again. Well, one way to avoid the Hitler thing in the future is to allow people of the Jewish faith to live somewhere and to be able to defend themselves. Obviously, the Jews in Europe, doesn't start with a W. I was combining World War II and Europe. Anyway, the Hebrews, the Jews who were in Europe in the 1930s and 1940s, they weren't completely exterminated, but that wasn't because there wasn't an attempt to make that happen by the Nazis. And so after World War II, the United Nations, the most of all the reasonable nations on the planet said the Jews need to be able to live somewhere and not be a place where they're not going to be persecuted. Remember, the most persecuted people in all of human history are the Jews. That is true. No, it's the blacks. It's the Native Americans. It's the Latinos or the Spanish or Hispanics or whatever name is popular today. No, everyone does have every race, every religion, every gender, every sexual orientation. Historically everyone's got a claim to oppression. Everyone, every single person on the planet, their group has been oppressed at one time or another. But the Jews have been more oppressed and more vilified and more tortured than any other group. And I personally don't think it's justified. But most importantly, it doesn't matter. This whole justification thing doesn't come into play. We just need to stop persecuting everyone. This whole idea, we need to stop persecuting this group. No, we need to stop persecuting. We need to stop. This is the problem we have on the planet right now. We've had oppression and persecution and injustice in the past. And the way we're trying to fix all of the we can't fix the past, but the way we're trying to fix it is by creating new forms of oppression, new forms of injustice, new forms of persecution. That's how we're trying to fit. You can't, the past has already happened. You can't build, according to physicists, you can't build a time machine and go into the past and fix the past. The past is broken. And sadly, the present is broken too, because we keep trying to fix the past. What we need to do is look to the future, and the way we look to the future is we say, we're not gonna abuse people anymore based on either immutable traits or based on their religion. What we're going to do. What have I told you in all my videos? What we're going to do, it's the definition of liberty, in my opinion, is leave others alone. So anyway, today's video is pretty straightforward. The Communazi network, that's CNN, they had a full-on Hitler lover for many years. And apparently this isn't news this isn't news that's worthy of the front page. It isn't news that's worthy of keeping in the news. Instead of focusing on problems like Adil Raja, they're still on the front page of every newspaper, magazine, website is Donald Trump to be criminally investigated by the district attorney or the attorney general's office in New York. Yeah, somebody ran for the Attorney General's office in New York. They won, and the promises they made before being elected was, if you elect me, I will persecute Donald Trump. I will lock him up. I will destroy him. I will ruin him. I will do everything hateful and abusive. I will completely rape Lady Justice. Lady Justice, she's blindfolded. By the way, isn't that a perfect metaphor for justice in America? Lady Justice, she's got what? She's got a scales in her hand and maybe a sword. I don't know. But Lady Justice, she's topless too. Lady Justice is blindfolded. And people are like, that's great. I want blind justice. No. We want justice where everyone's eyes are open. Instead of eyes wide shut, we need eyes wide open. And instead, the statue for American justice is a woman topless with a blindfold on. That is not a good metaphor for justice. We need justice to have all their senses at peak function. Your hearing, your eyesight, taste, smell, touch, those things all need to be exceptional if you're going to be the goddess of justice. But in America, the goddess of justice is blind. She can't see. It's like somebody poked her eyes out. If that isn't a perfect metaphor for where the United States is right now, I can't think of a better metaphor. America is blind. And I don't mean people. For some reason, people think a blind statue of a topless woman is what justice is supposed to be. What? Who came up with that stupid idea? No, no, no. We don't need blind justice. We need self-aware justice. We need 20/20 vision justice. We need hyper-aware justice. We need critical thinking skills justice. We need intelligent justice. We need rational, logical justice. There we go. We need the peak rationality justice. So that was today's video. Thanks for stopping by, and pay attention to current events. This Adil Raja stuff happens several times every day. You just have to be paying attention. Take care. Bye bye.